to episode 98 of Concentrated, the podcast about all of the things that we find cool and interesting as nerds of color. I am your host, Maria, and I am here as always with Dum Dum Eric
I'm not a dum-dum, but good day.
and the lovely Manera.
Hey, from my snuggie.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. So today we're going to be sticking to superheroes, but on a TV scale. So we're going to be talking about Amazon's new superhero cartoon, Invincible. But before we start, it is time for Eric to give us some news. Yeah, something epic.
That's Superman. You can't talk about Superman.
I can do whatever
We're
I want.
we're doing Image. We're talking about the little guy today. Image
I'm
Comics.
doing bop. I can do a bop if I'm doing a bop. I can
No.
do a bop.
Oh,
right.
You get that
Quiet.
bop.
Shh.
Don't shush me.
Well, I need a shush to cut in the music, and Maria's choking on water. Anyway, I got a bunch of news. I got two sad deaths actually.
yeah.
One, George Siegel, classic staple of television and film. Most people from this generation would know him playing Pops on the ABC show The Goldbergs,
Yeah.
which is sad. I've been watching that show since the beginning, and ever since the beginning, I was like, this old man is going to die if this show continues for too long,
Yeah.
and I don't know how they're gonna broach it in the show. And now, unfortunately, they have to figure out a way to do that. So
Yeah.
that is a bummer. He was 87 years old.
Mhm.
And I believe he died due to complications of heart surgery or some type of surgery.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And always
Um,
scary.
Yeah. More sad news. Jessica Walter, if you don't know, you've seen her in everything. Most people, again, this generation would know her as
Mallory.
Lucille Bluth from Arrested Development. And you would
Yes.
definitely know her voice as Mallory Archer from the TV show Archer on FX. She's been
The
on that
greatest
since day
terrible
one.
mom ever.
She's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I
What are they
know,
gonna do
I
with
know.
Archer? Archer's gonna lose his shit.
Yeah,
First Millhouse, now Mallory.
she
Oh,
has died at
fuck.
80. So
This is upsetting.
it's a bummer week for old white people.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
I'm not trying to laugh, but damn, you right. You right.
Yeah. Sticking with
Ugh.
old white people, we do have some casting news.
Okay.
And
What old white person got casted? I missed something here. What?
the lovely Helen Mirren has been cast as one of the villains in Shazam: Fury of the Gods, the Shazam sequel.
I feel like this gives this movie some credibility, and I'm very excited.
It
I'll wait.
definitely does. I was going to see it either way because I enjoyed the first one, but Helen Mirren joined the cast. You got me. I'm there. Ticket bought.
Now, here's the thing, though. Do we know if the new one is going to take a little bit of a more mature theme, or are they going to keep it more like the
I hope not.
family-friendly DC movies?
Well, they released a concept poster a couple months back, and they had I forget her name, the youngest little girl, basically reveal the poster, and it has all of the adult versions of the Shazam characters, the Shazam family. So
Mhm.
I'm assuming it's still going to be very lighthearted and kid friendly, which is
Okay.
good. Keeping it in the Shazam universe, we also got the news that Pierce Brosnan, former James Bond, is joining Black Adam, the Dwayne the Rock Johnson movie, as Dr. Fate.
I think that is an amazing casting.
It
I think
is. I'm
that's
really
that's
excited
an
about that.
amazing casting. I'm very excited about that one.
Yeah. Plus, keeping in the same thing, The Rock himself went to Instagram yesterday and announced that Black Adam is ahead of schedule, and they will be releasing it July 29th, 2022.
Oh,
When
nice.
when
So-
will he reveal that Kevin Hart is in the movie?
Stop
I'm sure
it.
he'll be in there somewhere.
I
He'll
won't.
Stop
be
I
a
won't.
little Kondakian man selling things on the side of the road.
I won't stop at all. You know he's coming. I don't want to be surprised.
Yeah.
All right, dollar bet that he's not in it.
All right.
You take me on that dollar bet? All right, listeners, you heard. So
Do you
if
want it in coins? I'm gonna be
Pay her,
No.
pay her in pennies. Get
I
a
will.
roll of pennies.
I'm gonna be
I like,
petty.
Yeah.
yeah. Pay me in pennies, and hopefully by the time we're able to confirm this situation, the world will be back opened up, so you guys can actually watch us or listen to us in person do this apparent 100 coin exchange.
I'm
Yep.
gonna make it rain on her.
Oh shit, that's gonna hurt. No,
Ring.
you're not
No,
gonna
I'll
fucking
just
hit me with
no,
pennies.
I'll make it sprinkle. I'm sorry,
You're
make
gonna
it rain.
sprinkle the
Yeah, I'll
pot.
sprinkle it on it.
Nice. Keeping it in the DC world, we got the news that Henry Cavill, aka Jesus, who played
Jesus.
the Flash's father in Justice League, and well, he only played it in Justice League, both versions. He is being replaced in the Flash solo movie by Ron Livingston from God, what would you know him from? Oh, Office Space, the main star of Office Space.
You are
Why?
getting your white people mixed up.
It's Ron Livingston, isn't it?
Not his father though. His father wasn't played by Jim Caviezel. His father was played by Billy Crudup.
Was he? Am I mixing up my old white men?
Yes, because I hate Billy Crudup and I know it was him. That's why I was like, "No, we watched this. I watched it with you." What
They look
do you
like
mean?
they look like the same white man.
It is not. It is Billy Crudup. I remember because
Oh,
he's an
you're right.
original.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He is replacing Billy Crudup. My apologies. Billy Crudup played Dr. Manhattan
I
in
was like,
the
when did
Watchmen film.
where I missed like I know I watched all of the
Um,
Justice League. When did I miss Jesus in there?
You know what? I mixed up my name because I have his name written as Henry Cavill, but he's
hmm
playing Henry Allen, and then just random white men. So now it
you're
wasn't
doing a
I
Jesus.
lot
loved that
It was
news.
today.
Dr.
That news
Manhattan.
was amazing to me.
I'll wrap it all together. He played Jesus, but I had him confused with Dr. Manhattan, who is a
Manhattan.
Jesus allegory. Boom. Did it. Made it work. Anyway, Ron Livingston from Office Space is playing Henry Allen in the Flash movie.
I loved that little bit. I
Mm,
loved it. I
My
loved it
brain
from
doesn't
start
work
to
like normal people.
finish.
I
Um,
got nothing on that. I'm just like, I'm here for the ride.
okay. Well, you guys want to move along from DC to the Marvel Universe. You ready?
Always.
Sure.
All right. First big casting news, and I'm not mixing up my white men, even though I did earlier before we started recording.
I'll
Uh,
check you. Don't worry.
Russell Crowe is
hmm
joining Thor: Love and Thunder,
Okay.
which is
Okay.
awesome. No
Okay.
word on who he's playing yet. I previously had him confused with Christian Bale, who joined Love and Thunder a few months back.
Okay. Ooh, who do we think he's playing?
I don't know. See, we don't know. Like, I know a lot of the story is based around like the Jason Aaron run of Thor, like the God Butcher and stuff like that. But I know they're not going in a very serious route.
hmm
So maybe he might be playing one of the, one of the other cosmic characters. I'm looking forward to it.
I was asking, like, has Alexander Skarsgård's dad been cast back?
I haven't seen him. Hopefully he
Okay,
is.
he is.
He was
Okay.
great, and I think the last thing
Yeah,
we
no, I
saw
didn't
him
mind
in
him.
wasn't he in one of the Avengers movies as well after Age of Ultron?
He was. I feel like he was, but it was like a cameo. It was like really quick.
Possibly.
I don't know.
Or again, I might be
Hmm.
confusing him with another old white man because I am face blind to
There's
white people.
lots. There's a lot
Fair.
of them. There's a
Yeah.
lot of them in Hollywood, so that's fair.
But yeah, Russell Crowe is officially joining Thor: Love and Thunder, which is currently filming. So that's awesome.
All right. Okay.
Keeping it with Marvel, I got one big news. This is
Okay.
partly Marvel, partly Disney. We got the news that Disney has finally given up, not given up completely. They made the announcement that Black Widow will be coming to theaters, but also to Disney Plus on Premiere Access. Where you got to pay $30 for it.
hmm
It will be coming there in July.
That they really stomped their feet and
July 9th to be exact.
hit the table on that one, did they not? Like, why couldn't
Well,
we have done that before, guys? What are we
no, no, no.
doing?
I agree with what they're doing because they're going to get money either way.
Well, I
Right.
mean, yeah, but we could
A
have gotten it
by
sooner.
by July, a lot more people are going to be vaccinated and can actually go to theaters. And if you don't go to theaters, then you can watch it at home and pay them $30 as opposed to $10 for a ticket that you would pay, in the theater. So they're getting paid either way.
Hmm.
I mean,
I'm here for it. I think it's a good idea, and they've kind of been dragging their feet on this for way longer than it should have, honestly. So
Ask me
Yeah,
if I care
just get
about
it
it
done.
anymore. Right. Like,
July no,
Okay,
July 9th for
stop
that.
you
that.
know,
You do.
no,
You
You're going to
no,
told
sit
me
here on
to.
this podcast
listen.
and say that you do. And
I
then
cared
the
a
day
really
before
long
it comes out, you're
time.
going to be like, ah,
I don't know that
that's
I'll
what you're going to do.
blah. I don't
I
know
say,
that I'll
especially if
blah.
you're vaccinated by then, you're going to be right in the theater with us.
You don't know that. You
I
don't
do
know my
know
life.
that.
You don't know
I
my
feel
life.
like we do, in
Yeah.
fact, know your life and know that that will
Mm,
happen.
we'll
Look, we
see.
said that, and now she will purposely be like, "No, we're
I was
gonna
gonna
watch it
say
at home.
you
I'm
want to
not
switch
going
those
to the
dollars
theater."
on me? You want to sprinkle that dollar on me?
Wait, where does this? Wait, this actually falls back to what, rule number 23 of Munir's Book of Rules that we
Do what
haven't
I want.
visited for a while.
We haven't. No,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
quarantined, and the only thing that I've been told to do is stay in the house, and that's what I've been doing.
Anyway, along the other half of that news is they also announced that Cruella, the Emma Stone starring version, the prequel to 101 Dalmatians,
Are you sure it's Emma
Mhm.
Stone?
it's Emma Stone. Yes, I brought it up. I had to make sure it wasn't Emma Watson.
He double checked. I love it.
She's also in the movie with Emma Thompson, so it's like there's a lot of Emmas going on.
There are a lot
Um,
of Emmas.
that's coming to Disney Plus and theaters on May 28th. Same
I'm
thing
excited
where
about
you
that
can
too.
buy it on Premiere Plus or Premiere Pro or whatever they call it, Premiere
I
Access.
I know the trailer's out, but I haven't actually watched the trailer yet. So I need to watch the trailer so that I can be excited, because I want to be excited, but I've seen like nothing except maybe a poster. And I know the trailer's out there. I need to go watch it. I need to stop being garbage. You know how it goes.
I don't feel like it needs to exist, but it does and
That's
it
fair.
looks okay, so I might watch it.
I
Well,
wanna.
I mean, Maleficent didn't need to exist, and I love it. And I
I
was
didn't
like,
see
"Yep,
Maleficent.
Nobody wanted you to
it's
see it.
it's
It wasn't
really
for
good."
me. I didn't.
It
I didn't
wasn't
need
for
to.
you. It was for Manira.
I'm perfectly okay with admitting when things are not designed for
Yeah,
me
that was
or
not for
don't
you.
pique my interest. I just won't watch it. So it wasn't for me. No thanks.
All right.
I got some more
So we got
news.
anything else? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
Yes.
okay.
please
All right.
continue.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Jesus.
we got the news that Sony, Columbia Pictures, aka Sony, has optioned the PS4, PS5 game Ghost of Tsushima. They are making it into a full-length film, and it's going to be directed by Chad Stahelski, who directed John Wick.
So amazing action scenes and swordplay. That's what we're here for, right?
I
And
mean,
that's what
yeah,
should happen.
if you played the game, yeah, I'm hoping
It's
that they
so
basically,
pretty.
I'm hoping they just get the cast from the game to reprise their roles in the movie because all of them are
Well,
professional actors.
but are they professional actors that would be in the shape to give me all of the bloodshed that you get in the game?
I don't see why not. I mean, the main
Okay.
characters, yeah.
That's my only point, because like for example, if the main voice actor that's doing the main character is like 50,
No, he's in
and
his 30s.
okay, so that's my point. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here for
And
it. I want to.
it's not like back in the day where you just have somebody do the voice. Like they modeled the character after his face and everything, so he looks like the character.
Oh,
I was
Yeah.
yeah,
gonna say,
I'm
how
here for
old is
that. I want that to
how old
happen.
is Keanu? Like Keanu was doing his own stunts.
Keanu's 50 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's as close to an angel on earth as we're ever gonna get. He may not, in fact, be human. So there's that.
He's 56.
Yeah. And apparently he's the nicest guy in the world, so that's nice.
Yeah, yeah, he is literally like one of the most giving, nicest, like, l- like sincerely doing all of that type of people. So, all right. Anything else here, or are you done?
Was that
Nope,
your
I
end?
got two more.
Jesus. And he has to take a sip of water because he's like,
They're quick.
I
They're
gotta finish
quick.
this up. Here we go.
20 minutes later. All right, come on, E.
We got the news that Saw, the new Saw movie, starring Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson, Spiral, was supposed to come out last year around this time. It's finally getting released in theaters May 14th.
I feel like I didn't know anything about this movie, and I
We
don't
talked
wanna.
about it, but
You
it
did
was a
Did we?
long time ago.
I don't remember.
In a
Like
I'm
this was
galaxy
supposed to
far,
come
far
out like
away.
last April,
Yeah.
and it was one of the first things that they pushed. They
And I
kind of
feel
went,
like
instead of like Fast and Furious, where they're like, oh, we're gonna push it a year and be safe. They were just like, oh, we're gonna go TBD. We'll let you know.
was I as excited about that when we talked about it then as I am now?
No, because I think you had also seen the previous one, Jigsaw, that was trash. So you might not have been excited. I was also not excited. I
Yeah,
was
no. And then
interested because
I'm
Chris
being a
Rock and
smartass. I'm
Samuel L.
not
Jackson.
excited.
Yeah,
I don't like
Mm.
Saw, so that that
I'll check
wasn't
it out
much
because I've
of a
seen
thing.
all of them.
Ugh, ugh. All right.
And
Next
lastly,
story. End on
uh,
a good note here, buddy.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I think we all enjoy the movies, and we all enjoy Nicolas Cage. The Nicolas Cage movie National Treasure, or Treasure even, is getting its own Disney Plus show, not unlike the Mighty Ducks show that just came out. But this one is not starring Nicolas Cage. It is starring a young Latino woman, and it is about a dreamer, aka an undocumented child brought to America. And she'll be running around solving some national history.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
I hope that
I really hope it
stays
does well.
on. Yeah.
That's really cute. I mean, listen, I'm not a big. I mean, I don't dislike National Treasure. I think it's like hokey and cutesy, but I
yeah.
think some people took that movie a little too seriously. Like my husband, who
Mhm.
loves that fucking movie, so I'm sure he's
It's a
going to
good
be
it's a
very
good movie. It's
excited
a
when he
good,
hears
fun,
this.
cheesy movie. It's one of those movies you put on a Saturday afternoon and you'll just watch because it's on.
Mhm.
So I'm with it.
All right. Well, Eric, thank you for all of that amazing news. You were right. It was kind of a heavy news
Told you I
week.
had a lot.
All
But they were like
things,
small. They were
yeah,
small.
they were little
I tried to
news,
break them down to little nuggets.
little news nuggies.
They were like
Mhm.
little
They're,
raisinets. You pop them in, like,
they're
that's
not as good
delicious
as
news.
chicken. Yeah, they're
Mhm.
not as good as chicken nuggies, but news nuggies are okay too, I guess.
We had a couple deaths, so
Yeah.
I'm just glad we didn't go to Dirtbag Corner.
yeah.
Oh, that is
Scumbag Corner.
nice.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we didn't have to take a stop over there this week.
I'm so happy we didn't
There's
have to go to
always next
Scumbag
week.
Corner. All right. Well, guys, we decided to check out the very poorly advertised new show on Amazon called Invincible. So the guys that may not be aware, because again, Amazon's done a terrible job of advertising this show. It is an adult cartoon based on the comic book character of the same name by Robert Kirkman. I don't think we need to waste any time. We need to just jump right in. Eric, do you want to give us a high level synopsis of what, without any spoilers, the show is generally about? And then I think we can start getting into some of the components that made the show pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean the main thing that you should know about the show is it's a superhero show. It is from Robert Kirkman, the same writer of Destroyer and Walking Dead. So the main thing you should know is that this is essentially a standard superhero show, at least on the surface level, and is about a teenager whose father is the equivalent of Superman.
Mhm.
So in this universe, there's like their own equivalent of like the Justice League and lots of other superheroes and things like that. So it's basically about this teenager who suddenly gets his powers as he matures into, through puberty, and now he's trying to come to grips with being a superhero and living up to different legacies. Again,
Yeah.
that is base surface level without getting too spoilery.
Super surface level, because we don't want to get into any of the
And
spoilers.
all of that
Um,
is very much on the surface through the majority of the first episode, and then the fucking wheels come off in
Mhm.
a
right.
good way.
Yeah, it's part of the reason that I wanted to make sure I let our listeners know that this is an adult cartoon. Although, if you actually watch the trailer on Amazon, it's a little deceiving because you wouldn't know that it's an adult cartoon.
Hmm.
And definitely, if you make it through the first 20 minutes of the first episode, you're like, oh, this is very Justice League, and
Mhm.
then it's not. But before we get into that a little bit more, I think that one of the places that we should begin is really with the family dynamic. We have the Graysons. So first and foremost, they have an amazing cast, so many names. But Nolan Grayson, whose moniker is Omni Man, who's the father, is voiced by J.K. Simmons. And then you have Deborah Grayson, who is his very human wife, who is voiced by Sandra Oh. And then Mark Grayson, who is the son that's discovering his powers, he's voiced by Stephen Yeun. So obviously, great actors are making up this family, but there is a bit of an interesting family dynamic because, unlike, let's say, the Invincibles, we're talking about Invincible. Um,
The Incredibles.
The
the
Incredibles.
Incredibles, thank you, where the entire family were superheroes and they were all kind of coming to terms with their own powers and everything else. This is definitely more Superman and Lois Lane have a kid,
Yeah.
except
Mhm.
except Deborah Grayson, unlike Lois Lane,
Is
is
amazing.
not here for play.
No.
She definitely runs the house. She is respected by her superhero husband, and
Mhm.
budding
She also has a
superhero
real
son.
job. She's not like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a news reporter. I'm chasing the stories. No, she's out selling houses.
Yeah, she is. She has a legit job, and she does not fuck around. So, Manira, I think I want to start with you on this one because I know how much you like a good story, and you like, seeing those types of dynamics played out in these kind of what if scenarios. So, what's your take on the Grayson family and what we've seen through the first three episodes?
I think they did a very good job with making this a real feel like a real family that just so happens to have a superhero as a father and a
Hmm.
son who not only is dealing with puberty and all that comes with that, but also getting his powers. Um,
Hmm.
and Deborah is the core unit. I really enjoy, and I think that it this scene really speaks to who she is and how she is the core of the family, where Mark is out there at night and he is flying and he is you know learning how to stop and building holes into the ground. And she comes outside and she's like, you can do that later, you have school in the morning, you need to go to bed. And he like narrows his eyes and he looks at her and says, make me. And instead of
I feel like he had to try. You got to
it's
try.
well, but instead of like her feeling like, what am I like? I'm just a human because my super baby is fighting back. She looks at him and says, did you get that out of your system? Like, do you feel strong telling me, your human mom, to make you? And then it brings him down to earth. She didn't falter, she didn't wobble, she stood her ground and said, listen, this is my house, what you're not going to do is
Right.
disrespect me.
Because
And
that
then
was the thing.
she
She gave him that
yeah,
look, like, "Oh,
right,
word.
right.
That's what we're gonna do."
Gonna do
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, no, I can't make you, but also I'm your mother, so don't talk to me like that in my own home.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe try that. And then the conversations that they have, I really enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
J.K. Simmons is doing the Lord's work. Like, I like a nice, quiet, small, like those small little scenes. His voice, when he turns it on, he really turns it on in a
Yeah,
very big way.
especially when he goes from like dad mode to
Yes.
Omni Man mode to
Yes.
pissed off mode.
Yes. And I mean, and I don't think, are we spoiling things? Because I don't want to.
I want to not spoil.
Okay.
So,
Fair,
so
fair.
as much
Kind of
as
That's
a
fair.
big
possible.
thing.
Well,
Okay.
no. Because
No.
here's the thing. Hold on. Because this is what I want to say. We can do, I think that we owe our listeners, because our listeners and our viewers, because so little has been
Mhm.
advertised about this show.
Mhm.
I want this, if you guys didn't already see the commercial, this is your commercial. We're going to give
Yeah.
you very high level what's going on, but we're
I
not going to
feel like they
spoil
did a
it.
lot more advertising online. Like I saw a lot of banner ads, and like if you have YouTube and you watch a lot of YouTube videos, you'll get like a mini
I
trailer every now and
didn't.
again.
I
I
don't feel
didn't
But
like
at
I got it
all.
anywhere. It's not compared to other things that have come out on
yeah,
Amazon.
So much that I
Um,
forgot about it until
yeah,
you said Friday, remember Invincible comes out. And I was like, oh
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
well,
So
Um,
that said,
I
I
was keeping
think,
an eye out for it because I had read the comics and I was really excited about it, and I didn't want to ruin it for you guys because I know there's such a big thing that happens that you
well,
know.
and look, and we're not going to ruin it for
right.
our viewers.
And I
We
won't. That's
will.
why I
No, no,
said,
no.
yeah, yeah.
You were doing a good job, but Captain ruined the ruins over there. He was all ready to be like, and then, no, no, no. We're not going to give them the and thens. We will talk high level, and then we can come back to it once folks have had a chance. We've gotten a couple more episodes under our belt, and folks have had a chance to kind of experience what we've experienced, because I just don't want to ruin it for
I say
people.
these are
Right.
also longer episodes. They're like 42 minutes. I
Yeah.
think they're 8 total for the season. So they've released the first 3, and I think they'll go like one at a time afterwards.
Going
Yeah, but I
back.
promise you. Yeah, go ahead, Manira.
No, sorry. No, I just wanted to say, and it's not a spoiler, but when we're at the hospital and he's speaking with the attending, and we just came from having a really good moment, and the way that he speaks to the attending, it's
Yeah,
very it's very like, my teeth started like, this is not good. Ooh. Yeah, he turns it on and off like like this is he's doing I mean, J.K. Simmons is really
Yeah,
good, but he's doing a very good job. And Stephen Yoon is doing a good job with Mark. Like,
Yeah.
ah,
Well, I think one of the benefits too
I will
with
say I believe
JK.
it's Yun. I only say this because I've watched a lot of his videos, especially he did a whole thing with Conan O'Brien, and apparently Conan O'Brien had been pronouncing his name wrong for like years. And he's like, no, it's just Yun.
I apologize, Stephen Yoon. Did I
All
say it
right.
right that time?
Yun,
You
yeah.
did.
Okay.
It was perfect.
Sorry.
No.
That's Oscar nominee Steven Yun now. He just got nominated for Minari.
I'm
All right.
Good
sorry.
for him.
All right, Eric, shut it. What I was
Right.
Just
going to
saying.
say
Good movie.
was that I think that part of what you're hearing with JK as well is the fact that he has played so many sociopathic roles over the years, roles where he had to cut it on and off, that I think it almost comes naturally, and it kind of speaks to the breadth of an actor that he has in general and how much power he has in his voice. Because you have a lot of actors that cannot emote with just what they say and how they say
Mm-hmm.
it. And I think that with him, I mean, obviously he's like 1,000 years old. He's been in the game forever. He's incredibly good at it. But the other thing too is, for as old as he is, he doesn't. This character doesn't sound old.
No.
Like
Yeah.
he sounds like a middle-aged father,
Mm-hmm.
in his late 40s, early 50s that has a
He
teenage
he
son.
sounds like what he looks like. Like that mustache seems very natural on
Mm-hmm.
him, and like the
Mm-hmm.
gray temples, like it
Mm-hmm.
works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. The voice
So.
definitely does make the character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the
So
voice cast is amazing on this. I'm pretty sure you probably have it in your notes, but yeah.
yeah, the entire cast is out of this world. And I want to kind of switch gears for a second, because again, like I said, we don't want to get into spoilers. To our viewers and listeners, this will be a bit of a shorter episode, because if we talk too long, we are going to spoil it for you, and we don't want to do
Fair.
that.
Yeah, there's a
um
lot of big things that happen.
there's a and kudos to them to going from 0 to 5,000 in the first two episodes,
Yeah.
because
Mm-hmm.
it's even before the third episode where you're already like, what
They
Whoa.
did an
did I?
amazing job, especially that first episode. Like when they get to the like him saying his name, and I like how they kind of roll that into a rolling joke every episode. Anytime someone says Invincible, the title card pops up. So like that's
Hmm.
the end of the episode. And you're like, oh, okay, that was cute, and then they keep going, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when things happen.
You hush your
Yeah,
mouth. Shut up. My God.
he's so bad at this, y'all. This is gonna be like a 30-minute episode for real, because we're not gonna be able to contain ourselves.
Mm-mm.
But as much, okay, as carefully as you can, Eric, I want to talk about the other superheroes in this world, because obviously, as in any comic book universe, there's never just one superhero. There are normally your loners, but then you have your teams. Omni-Man, aka Nolan Grayson, aka J.K. Simmons, he's a loner. He doesn't really work with anybody. But there is a team of superheroes that, depending on what your preference in the DC Marvel Wars is what you'll see. So, like for me, when I was watching this, I was like, oh, this is just like the core Justice League. Like that's Batman, and that's this, and
Yeah,
that's
so they
that.
are absolutely the Justice League. I think the
Yeah.
only one that
So
might have a little bit of mix is like War Woman, who is kind of like Thor mixed with Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
yeah. So you have this group, and they are called the Guardians of the Globe, and they are this universe's version of the Avengers or the Justice League, whatever you want to call them. We get a lot of them in the first episode. Um, and I wanted to kind of take a minute to talk about them in particular. I mean, obviously, this is coming from a smaller comic book company. Certain superpowers, certain things, like you're going to have overlap, right? Like there's always going to be people that can fly. There's going to be super strong people. There's going to be this, that, and the third. Talk to me a little bit, Eric, about these characters within the Guardians of the Globe, and what, if anything, did you feel that was truly unique about them in this universe versus just being like a ripoff of the Justice League?
Well, I mean, as far as again, the comic came out in 2002, so it's been a while,
Hmm.
and they're obviously, they're obvious knockoffs of DC Comics characters and a couple of Marvel characters. I did enjoy in the show they revamped several of them. Like they gave
Hmm.
some of them, like Red Rush now has like an Eastern European accent, where again in the comic you don't, there's no accent to characters, you don't know what they sound like. Um, but like Green Ghost is now a woman, things like that.
Yeah, and I to your point, I feel like they also did like these fusion things because like you know, Martian Manhunter, you have an alien on the team, but one of Martian Manhunter's main powers of like phasing, Green Ghost actually has, and not the Martian Manhunter type character. But then she has to swallow something green, which makes you think of the Lantern Corps, and so it's you
Yeah.
can see these like little subtleties between the characters that are, in my opinion, clear odes to other characters, um except Immortal, because I don't get what Immortal is supposed to be.
Immortal, it's kind of hard to describe. He is essentially, what's the character's name? He's like Shazam. Immortal is basically Shazam.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because Omni Man is Superman, pretty much. And we kind of got a glimpse of what Black Batman would look like in uh,
Darkwing.
Darkwing, which isn't that also the name? No, it's Darkwing Duck. I
You're thinking
forgot the
Darkwing
I
duck
know.
Duck,
part.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no, no. Listen, the costume looked a little bit like it.
Yeah, if he
yeah.
just
It
popped out and said, "Let's get
did.
dangerous," maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think
And
a fun fact was all of the Guardians were voiced by previous Walking Dead characters or Walking Dead actors, and even
right.
what's the name who plays King
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
Mm-hmm.
He does the voice Black Samson later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Mm.
no, it's fun. That's
Who?
I'm glad it's on Amazon because you can hover and see who's you because you
Yeah,
have
Yeah,
to.
and if you do that,
yeah.
they also drop in some little Easter egg things and like behind the scenes stuff about making the show, which I thought were
I
kind of
didn't want
cool.
any of that. I just wanted to know who that voice was that
Well,
I
they
know,
have
but
they can't squeeze in everything, so they have a lot of small comic Easter eggs. Like in a later episode, Duplicate's brother Paul, Multi Paul, is in the episode, but they don't really refer to him. And it's like I when we get to that point and we can start spoiling things later, if we come back and finish the season,
Mhm.
I'll drop all those Easter eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're chomping at the bit.
He is. He is. That's why we're gonna get through this quickly because otherwise Eric's head's gonna explode. So we have this team. We're introduced to them.
Mhm.
We can't. Again, we don't want to spoil anything, but we do want to say that something happens and we lose the team. And so with the team gone, we actually get to meet their version of Shield, which is called the Global Defense Agency. And there were some very interesting characters within the GDA. And so, Manira, because I know how much you love Shield and obviously Sword, how did you feel about seeing like this counterpart that did feel very Shield esque on this show? Like, was it something you're like, oh, okay, now y'all are doing too much, or do you think that like it added to what was going on in the story? How did you feel about it?
No, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I always like. I mean, I like accountability. Everyone knows I am not a subscriber to the Sokovia Accords. Do
Hmm.
not sign
Hmm.
that shit. But there
Hmm.
should be some accountability or trying to figure out things that happened. And Cecil and Donald are basically trying to figure out what happened after that big
Hmm.
event. And
Hmm.
I enjoy that.
I love Walton Goggins doing the voice of Cecil. It took me a couple of
Listen,
minutes to see it, and I was like, "Oh, fucking Goggins, let's
yes,
go!"
everything
Hmm.
about this is it like this agency is just
Mm.
amazing to me. I really enjoy. I would like a Splinter whole series of
Like a
just
whole
this.
thing just
Yeah,
about the GDA and the
yeah.
GDA basically
I
cleaning up
think there
superhero
is a
messes.
comic
Is there
spin-off
really?
of yeah. There's a couple of different spin-offs to the Invincible storyline.
Is there a spinoff of that dog comic? That comic that Mark really
Seance
loves?
Dog.
Is there a Sans
That's a
dog?
big thing in the comic. Like in the comics, every now and again they'll give you a couple pages from Seance Dog, the comic. So they,
But you're
I
not telling me that there is a Sans dog
no, I
comic.
don't think they did a full run, but I know they did like kind of like you can read the pages and it becomes one book.
Hmm
Yeah,
The Damien Darkblood character is my favorite thing.
yeah.
He's
Voiced by
amazing.
Clancy Brown, which is like that character was
Amazing.
made for him.
Yeah,
He has
Yeah.
that gravelly voice and he's
he's
a sassy
petty.
demon.
He is.
He
He
is
is.
a sassy demon.
Hmm
He is shady as fuck, and I love
hmm
him.
Yeah.
And
So,
my theory is that he and Cecil already know, and that they're working together, but they're pretending like they're not.
Yeah, Cecil is
That's what I
definitely
love.
in. He's in denial.
Yeah. I don't. I
Stop
won't
it.
say. I won't say.
So
I was
we're
gonna say.
so this is the last thing that we're going to say before we wrap, because otherwise we're going to completely fuck this up, guys.
Well, we got to talk
um
about the teen teams.
well, that's what I was going to do
Yeah.
Yeah,
next. So as really more like Marvel in this sense, you have the Avengers and they're the big team, but you also have a lot of small local and regional teams. And we're introduced in these first three episodes to one of the teen teams, and then the other team, I forget the name of the other team that they keep ragging
Fight
on.
Force.
Fight Force.
Fight Force. Yeah, they keep ragging on Fight Force. So Eric, do you want to talk a little bit about the team that we are
What was
introduced
the
to?
name of their team? I can never remember it. It was
It's a
Teen
teen
something.
team.
Is it
Teen
Teen
team.
Team?
It's Teen Team, yeah.
Okay, I always forget because I know it is supposed basically just a play on words for Teen Titans, but
Hmm.
yeah, I did enjoy they fixed a lot of characters from the comics. Like they also added some diversity to the team because in the comics they're basically all just white guys. Um,
Hmm.
Rexplosion, who is voiced by Jason Mantzoukas, who I love. In the comics, he's just a white guy. So
I want to
they
punch him in the face. I hate him so much on the
that's the
show,
best part of
which is
him.
the point, right?
Yeah. They also, I believe, Multicate also became Asian in the show, which is great. Like I said,
Mhm.
this is one thing that you can do in the movies where the character doesn't always have to be the character, the race that they were in the comics. You can
Mhm.
make Black Superman perfectly fine.
Hmm.
So I was happy about that. Also, Adam Eve is voiced by Jillian Jacobs from Community.
Mhm.
Hmm.
They changed her costume a little bit. In the comics, her costume is basically a one piece bikini. In this, they kind of made it like shorts, but it's still like a one piece suit, but
Mm.
they made it short so her booty's not hanging out. Again, the comic came out in 2002, and that's what you drew women like in 2002 because
Hmm. Hmm.
dudes drawing them.
And what's the
Um,
deal with Robot?
Robot. Oh, I don't want to spoil Robot for you because it's a big one. He is also voiced by Zachary Quinto, who played Spock.
I knew that as soon as he opened his fucking mouth. I
Yeah, he
love
I
does
him.
was
such a
not
good job as
sure.
Robot.
I was like, why do I know this voice? And it's a voice that I love, but I watched it late last night. So I was like,
Mhm.
okay, well, I'll look it up tomorrow. Um,
He's doing his Spock voice.
he
Mhm.
is doing his Spock
Yeah,
voice. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so the thing with this team, which is kind of cool, is like Adam Eve, for example, she is actually classmates, or at least they go to the same school.
yeah.
Her and Mark go to the same school. And so, they start to build a connection, and we're starting to see like the complexity in his world as he's like navigating not only having superpowers, but being the pretty teenage boy because your dad's like the greatest superhero ever and you're really
But he can't
hot,
tell
but you're a
anyone.
big ass
Can't
dork.
tell anybody.
Yeah,
Right, you
nobody
can't
knows his
tell
dad is Omni
anybody,
Man.
and also you're a big ass dork.
Yeah.
And girls have not really been like, they might have been checking for you, but they weren't really checking for you. But
Well,
now all of a sudden they're
Zazie Beats
checking
is
for
checking
you.
for him.
Zazie Beats is checking for him.
Yeah, she is. She is on it, and I'm like, girl, get your man. He's a hottie. Get him. Get him. He's got superpowers.
If I remember in the
So,
comic, I think her character was white, and they changed it, so I'm perfectly fine with that as well.
well, I just hope they don't kill her off because y'all, there's a lot of death in this cartoon, and I
Yeah.
was not ready.
Well, you stressed that it is an adult cartoon, and it is gonna get gory fast.
Yeah, it's not The Boys, but if you wouldn't let your
Shit,
kids watch The
it might
Boys,
be
you
gorier
should
than the
Yeah.
boys,
not.
honestly.
Yeah, you should not let your kids watch this. So I think that in the interest of staying true to ourselves and really not wanting to spoil it for folks, we should probably wrap at this point because there's not much more that we can tell you
Well,
without ruining the
we can tell you
show.
that Seth Rogen plays an alien.
We can tell you that John Hamm is the voice of the security officer.
Yep,
I
Was
knew it. Yes.
it?
the one who's just trying to connect with his son.
Uh-huh.
Would connect
Oh,
with his
that's gonna be a
stepson.
thing as the show goes. I guarantee it.
I
Oh
I,
my
hope so.
gosh.
I really
I
like
believe
that.
they're in the comic as well, but I would like to see that as kind of a running gag, kind of like the title card thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen as Alan the alien is perfectly voiced because Alan is kind of a dum dum, but like they prove it in the show when he shows up and he goes to the wrong planet. I'm looking forward to him coming back because he comes back a lot in the comics.
Yeah. That was like, so it's an
That's
E,
it.
not a
Hmm.
not a
It's
U?
not Earth.
Got it.
Oh.
Oh,
Got it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right.
But yeah, guys, we could talk about this forever, but we don't want to ruin it for you. So I think that what I'm going to give you my final last thought, and I'll let you two give some final last thoughts before we really wrap. My final last thought is this is a great cartoon. It is not going to be what you expected watching any of the trailers that you've seen. If you like superheroes, there's no question that you should get into it. And the cast is out of this world. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I can't wait to get through this. Like, kudos to Amazon for not giving it to us all at once. I always say it, like, there are some things I want to consume at one sitting. There are other things that I appreciate a little bit more of a slow burn. I think Disney has retrained me to appreciate the slow burn even more than I normally do. So I'm good with not getting it all at once, because you really do, as the events unfold, need time to just sit with it.
Yeah.
Um,
I do feel like though
so
that
yeah,
like a lot of these shows they're making weekly again just to space things out because you have a huge gap where production wasn't happening on anything
Yeah.
outside of animation for most of 2020. So
hmm.
now they kind of have to force you to chill for a little bit.
Yeah. No, I'm
Manira, are
excited.
you okay with this? Because I know that you're like, give it to me all now.
I've got so many things to watch on a Friday. I have so many things, but I mean, I'm here. I'm gonna watch it. They can't give it. They won't give it to me right away, so I have to sit here like a pouty child and watch it like they
Well,
spoon feed it to me.
you're a cute pouty child. Just make the really
Girl, I
cute pouty
know.
face. All right, guys. So with that, we're going to Manir. Do we have a grab bag this week? Because I don't think we did.
No, we
Nope.
didn't. No.
All right, guys. So, with that, we're going to wrap for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like the episode, like we always ask, please make sure to rate us, like the video, drop a review, subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the podcast, tell a friend, do all of those things. We, as always, we will always do this concentrated thing that we do, but we are also venturing off, as we've told you guys week after week now, into some other things. So if you're into MMA, please make sure that you check out our other YouTube channel, Throwing Bows. If you are into all the British stuff, and right now, Eric, Manera, and Courtney have started on the Irregulars. So I'm very, very excited. You guys posted your first episode yesterday, right?
No, we drop on
No.
Fridays.
No.
Why did I feel like I saw something? Okay,
No.
well then I'm crazy, but go check it out.
It
You may have
drops
seen the
Friday.
Friday episode where we talked about the last episode of Lupin.
Right.
Okay, maybe
And
that's
the
what it was. So
regulars
you
dropped on
guys,
Friday.
Yeah.
so you guys haven't done your first Irregulars episode yet.
Nope.
Nah, B.
All right, so
Nah.
then y'all can be like me and get into this cup and saucer thing this week, because I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say about it. And then, of course, we've got the Heralds of the MCU, where we are talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier right now, which is just getting better and better. So you should be checking out all of this stuff if you like hearing us talking about shit. Also, if you have any questions or you want to give us any feedback, you can definitely email us at concentratedpodcast@gmail.com, or you can drop us a message on our Facebook page, which is just Concentrated Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and you can see, interact with us there. We do, I guess what you do on Instagram, which is post pictures about shit and drops and things like that. We do that, and you can reach out to us there. And
All right,
some of our
Nana.
listeners, just saying, some of our listeners just love getting into our DMs there. So if you want to just slide into our DMs, you can do it on Instagram. Our handle is at Concentrated Pod. And then lastly, if you like, you can also just call us and leave us a voicemail with your thoughts about whatever the hell we're talking about, or I guess whatever you want to talk about. But we're not therapists, so not really whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, stick to what we're talking about. You can leave us a message about that. The phone number is 301 531 4393. Again, the phone number is 301 531 4393. So, with that, that is it for this week. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye.